small banh mi and a big heart. Saigon turns chilly. In the early morning, down a narrow alley in District 4, a familiar scent lingers in the air. The warm, savory aroma of freshly baked banh mi, blending with pat, butter, and pork. There's a little banh mi shop there, run by a mother supporting her child, her fire always glowing, her stand always bustling as people pass by on their way to start the day. Amid the rhythm of life, there's a little boy named T. T is 8 years old, in the 3rd grade. His skin is sun-kissed, his eyes always bright. Unlike many kids his age, he wakes up early each morning to help his mom, wrapping sandwiches, cleaning the glass counter, arranging the pickled veggies, then running to deliver sandwiches to familiar customers at the end of the alley. People passing by can't help but smile at the sight of this tiny, nimble, and polite little boy. But one morning, something changed his little heart forever. As T was wrapping sandwiches, his eyes paused at the corner of the alley. There sat an elderly man, silent and alone. His beard was white, his clothes worn thin. He held a plastic water bottle beside a small bag. He didn't speak, didn't beg. He just sat there like he was waiting for something. Maybe hope, or maybe just a kind glance. T said nothing. He quietly stepped back inside, picked up a freshly made banh mi, generously stuffed, and walked gently toward the old man. "Grandpa, would you like a sandwich? It's still warm." The man looked up. His eyes were glistening. "Thank you, child. I haven't eaten since yesterday." Just one sentence, and T's heart tightened. From that day on, T always set aside a banh mi, not for himself, but for that old man, Mr. Minh. No one told him to. No one asked him. T simply felt warm inside every time he saw the man smile. One rainy day, his mother told him not to go out, but to still put on his raincoat, carefully wrapped the banh mi in a plastic bag, and ran off. And there was Mr. Minh, sitting beneath a leaky eave. When he received the sandwich, he said only, "You are my sunshine on this cold, rainy day." Didn't fully understand the words, but in his heart, he knew what warmth meant. One afternoon, T sat next to Miss Basham. Minh softly asked, "Why don't you go home? Where is your home?" The man's voice trembled, his gaze distant. "I once had a home, a wife, 2 children, but then war, illness, loss. It all disappeared. I've been wandering ever since. There's no one left to go home to." It was a short story, but it held a lifetime of sorrow. T fell silent. That night, he told his mother. She hugged him and said, "Some people, all they need is a single sandwich to feel loved, and you gave that to him." T's actions began to ripple through the neighborhood. Miss Hunt from the veggie stall added some bananas for the old man the next day. Mr. Long, who sold coffee across the street, made him a hot milk tea. Miss Ba from the corner store packed an extra meal each evening. No one said a word, but kindness, like fragrance, quietly spread. One day, a reporter heard the story. She came to find T. He blushed and said shyly, "I didn't do much, sis. I just gave away a sandwich." But it was that very honesty that moved millions. The story aired on TV. Social media overflowed with comments like, "A little angel among us," "The most heartfelt sandwich," "I cried when I heard the old man's words." Thanks to one small act, the city began to change. More free food stalls appeared, more sandwich shops put up signs saying, "Take one if you need it." And it all started with a small pair of hands from an 8-year-old boy. Then one morning, as usual, T went to bring the sandwich, but Mr. Minh was nowhere to be seen. One day passed, then 2, then a week, then 2 weeks, and still he didn't return. T searched the alleys, asked everyone, wandered every familiar corner. No one had seen him. That evening, sat with the sandwich in his lap quietly. His mother came over and softly said, "Maybe he's found a better place to rest." That night, dreamt of Mr. Minh. In the dream, he smiled, holding a warm sandwich, and said, "Thank you, child. Because of you, I found faith in humanity again." T woke up with tears on his cheeks, but strangely, his heart felt light. Years later, T became a social work student. He retold that story from his childhood during the school's opening session. When he finished, the auditorium went silent. Then a long, heartfelt round of applause echoed through the hall. The principal came up to him and said, "The little boy with the sandwich has taught us the most profound lesson in compassion." Smiled. In his heart, Mr. Minh was still there, smiling kindly, with a banh mi still warm in his hand. T didn't stop there. He and his friends founded the Compassion Banh Mi Fund distributing hundreds of meals each month to the homeless, those whom the world often forgets. One day, a little girl from the second grade came up to him and whispered, "I shared my lunch today with a classmate sitting alone. He smiled at me so much." T looked into her clear, shining eyes and knew the most beautiful things aren't material, but come from simple, heartfelt kindness. In this life, some actions seem small, like giving someone a sandwich, but if it carries love, carries care, it can light up a wandering heart. Not everyone can do great things, but everyone can start with small ones, just like T. He simply shared a sandwich, but what he really gave was a seed of love, and that seed will bloom forever.